Yeah, I don't know what happened to the Wi-Fi, but anyway, like that means a lot nowadays. Everybody else is taking, you be you. Don't let nobody tell you nothing else but that. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken, so you always be you. Always. People gonna talk, you let them. Most important key ingredient though, be yourself. Most important ingredient, you be you. People gonna talk, you let them. So what? Ain't nothing personal. You let them do whatever. I'm gonna make sure it don't shut down. Give it a few minutes before I do what I do. Give it a few minutes before I do what I do. Let it load back up. I don't know what happened. Quick minute to load back up. I'm gonna let it work from there. Back to this content. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi tonight. It ain't holding up. Oh, but I'm gonna get this content done though. I ain't gonna let that distract me and stop me. Yes, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I pray I don't have no more. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, it's like somebody trying to stop me from getting this message out there, but I ain't gonna let that happen. I'm not gonna let nobody stop me. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's the Wi-Fi, the internet itself, whatever it is, I ain't gonna let it stop me from getting this message out. I'm gonna get my message out there. You know what I mean? I'm just giving this some time to make sure it don't shut back down on me, and I'm gonna get to it. Just giving this some time, make sure I'm good. All right, so like I said, I had some technical difficulties, but I'm back. So always understand that you one on one. Always understand, be yourself. Again, we living in the days and time when people are easily influenced by others. Definitely people of some status quo. See, when I came up, I did watch TV, I did listen to music, I did watch sports. I never wanted to be like none of those people though. Like I respected what they did. I didn't know them personally. So no matter what they saying or doing, it ain't gonna have no bearings in my life. Like I respect someone else's craft, whatever that may be. Music, movies, TV, whatever it is. Being an athlete, but I played ball. I didn't want to be like, for example, Magic Johnson. I played ball. I never wanted to be like Isaiah Thomas. I respected what they did, yes, but I didn't go to the park like I'm Magic. I'm Isaiah. I'm James Worthy. Like I'm correct. Nah, just play ball. Just play ball. when I got into music, I'm like, you know what? Now I want to be like Rakim, KRS-One. Nah, I appreciate what they did, but I didn't want to be like them. They them. I'm me. Like I said, I appreciate what they did, but I'm like, you know what? Now I want to be like KRS-One. I want to be like Rakim. I want to be like Big Daddy Kane. Nah, no, I didn't, and no, I don't. I'm not knocking those who do. All I'm saying is people are easily influenced by that. That's what I'm saying. Because somebody has status quo. So now they get influenced by it, and now they start really peeping game. Some people, not everybody, some people could be easily influenced, or decision making become impacted by who the person is. Like some people don't believe in certain things, and when somebody with status quo say it, they'll start to believe in it or look into it. So if somebody didn't want to vote, and it's like, okay, a singer they like, or actor or actress or athlete say vote, it's like, hey, I'm gonna go vote. Like, whoa, hold on, what? Some people I don't even get along with their family, won't listen to their moms, their father, but they'll listen to a basketball player or a football player or a singer or actor. It's like, whoa, hold on. You ain't gonna listen to your moms, but you're gonna listen to that boxer. You're gonna listen to your dad, but you're gonna listen to that singer. Like, wow, you having problems with your husband, and you gonna let that entertainment situation affect your relationship with your husband? You don't get along with your wife. You're gonna let that deter you from how you gonna have a relationship with your wife based off that? That's all it takes. That's minor. You gonna let that have an impact on your decision making? Wow. Wow. And again, I'm not upset. I'm just saying the impact and the influence that people of status quo can have over certain people and certain situations with people. Some of those people with status quo know that and use that to their advantage. And some people with status quo don't know that. And when they find out, they'd be like, but that wasn't my intention. I didn't intend on for people to dress like me or look like me or talk like me or act like me. Some people with status quo love that. They love when they say something, people rush and get it done, or people run to do what they say. People want to look like them. People want to be like them. Why? Because not only does it bring them more status quo, but money, attention. Like I said, impact, influence. And all within that spectrum, you losing yourself. And you forgetting how you one-on-one. Because you can't be one-on-one worrying about what somebody else is saying and doing it again. I enjoyed certain people, so I don't want to make it seem like I haven't enjoyed people's albums or I haven't enjoyed the NBA or the NFL. No, I totally did watch Super Bowls, NBA Finals, World Series, all that. The Olympics, all that. Like I said, listen to albums, watch movies, all. But I never wanted to be like those people because I don't know them. I know what they do. I don't know them. I don't know them. So how am I going to let that influence me? I'm taking away from myself. And I'm thankful and I'm humbled. And it's gratifying for me to have the little bit of people that I had in my life that'll tell me about that. Like, yo, nah, okay, that's what they do, but don't let that have no bearings on you or in your life. So just because you like the way a person play basketball, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You still got to get your education. You still got to take care of yourself. And it's like, that's a fact. That's a fact. So just because certain people like certain people, they don't want to understand that they're having more of an impact in their life than they really believe they are. Like I said, I had to really understand that. Like, yo, nah, man. Like, nah, man, I'm good, bro. I had to really understand that. Because, and due to the fact that I can't let that have bearings in my life and on me. because I start to lose me. And like I said, some people don't even get along with their family, but they're listening to an actor or actress or singer or rapper or athlete or politician or the government or their boss. And it's like, I ain't got to listen to my husband. I ain't got to listen to my wife, but you're going to let your boss dictate to you? And that becomes relevant to me because certain people say this about other people. Well, I'm saying they selling their soul for money. They'll do anything for money. So I'm saying if you not want to listen to your moms or your dad or your husband or your wife and you want to listen to your boss, how you going to not put that in the same box with the fact that that person doing whatever the record company say or whatever the team say or whatever the government say? Like, it's to get what you want out of it. That's what they're trying to do, get what they want out of it. You may deem it wrong, or you may like, I wouldn't do all that. Some people would not have a bad relationship with their husband or with their wife for money or for a job or for status quo. Some people would. Some people be like, man, I love my wife, but nah, I gotta get this money. I love my husband, but I gotta get to this money. I love my moms, man, but I ain't gonna stop smoking weed, or I ain't gonna stop drinking, or whatever the situation is. People like, man, I love my sister, but I ain't trying to get up every morning to take her to school. Whatever the situation is, whatever it may be. So that's why I'm not quick to point a finger and judge nobody. I like to ask questions. And the bigger my platform get, I can ask questions to a bigger audience because I don't want to now restrict myself and ask 5 or 6 people or ask 20, 30 people. And it's like, but the world is bigger than that. So now when you start to broaden your horizons and you ask a lot more people, even though I don't do it literally on the internet because my platform's still growing, but when I'm out and about, I ask people when I'm amongst people, yo, what's up with this? What's up with that? Well, what's your perspective on this? Or what's your view on that? And some people give me their perspective and their views, and some people give me facts, and some people don't even say nothing. And I understand that some people like, man, I ain't worried about that or no comment. And I'll be like, nah, I appreciate that. Because some people get it. I'm not going to be making comments about something, for one, that I might not fully be aware of. 2, they may not even care about. 3, it may not even be important. And that's real. And that's relevant. But just because somebody likes somebody or like what they do, it's like, all right, I'm going to just listen. Somebody watching the NBA, they like said athlete, they're just going to listen to them. And when they don't like somebody, they're not going to listen. Like, how does that work? I like a lot of things and a lot of people, but that don't make me just going to listen. And there's people that I probably don't like, but that don't mean I'm not going to listen. I'm going to say that again. There's people that I do like. That don't mean I'm going to listen. There's people that I don't like. That don't mean I'm not going to listen. And just because I like something or someone, that don't mean I personally know them or it. That don't mean that. So just because I'm familiar and I know about the NBA, I don't know them basketball players. I know that they play basketball, but I don't know them. So therefore now if they say you go out there, vote, I'm just going to vote. Like just because they told me to do that, or they say, yo, don't use drugs. I mean, I'm not going to use drugs, or I'm not going to drink, or whatever they're telling me not to do. I'm not going to do that. I know what they do. I don't know them. And a lot of people get that misconstrued, get that twisted. That's why in real life and on my platform, I be trying not to really post nothing that people, quote unquote, of status quo be saying. Pictures of them and none of that. I ain't worried about nothing like that. That's their life. I'm building and shaping my life and molding my life. I'm not living my life based around that. I'm one-on-one. Just like they know that about themselves. They one-on-one. I ain't one of two. I ain't got no twin. It's just me. So why am I going to base my life based around that or based off that? Nah, I'm one-on-one. And that's what's going on. And that's the way it needs to be. That's the way it needs to be. Shouldn't be no other way. Keep it like that. One-on-one, don't sweat it. Keep it moving. Keep it pushing. But the notion of I need someone to validate me. No, I don't. No, I don't. I have done plenty videos, plenty lives, just on this internet thing. Nobody never said nothing. If I needed the validation, I'd be like, man, I'm going to stop. I ain't going to be saying nothing. Nobody, I ain't doing that. I'm focused on what I got to do regardless of what anyone says, does, feel. People going to feel the way regardless. People going to say things regardless. I don't care. I'm not going to let that distract me. And when you know and understand that you one-on-one, it don't even matter no more. Don't even matter no more. Like, you could say it, but can you display it? Like, I could say it, but I could display it because I'm not looking for validation from other people. Whoever showed me gratification, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to lose no sleep. It's not going to change my life because I know who I am and I know what I stand for and I know my purpose. So it don't matter no more. But to sit back and be like, yo, no, this person is this and that, man. So that's their life. They got their money up. They got their situation situated with their husband or their wife or their kids or their family. Why am I worrying about what they are doing and what they're not doing in reference to what they do? Not in reference to what they're into, no, in reference to what they do. So if they're a basketball player and I watch the NBA, that's all I'm worried about. Because I'm one-on-one, I'm unique as well. And long as I keep perfecting my craft and doing what I do, they may be able to see that and learn that too. The same way I'm looking at them if they're in the NBA or they're in the NFL or if they make movies or whatever they do. Let me keep doing what I do. I can't certify that they might not look at like, yo, I like what you do. But if I'm always worrying about other people and studying them, I ain't even giving myself a chance because I'm so caught up in what that actor or that basketball player, whoever's doing. Let me keep doing what I do. How I'm going to say that basketball player and be like, yo, I like what you do. You know what I'm saying? Or that movie star will say, yeah, I like what you do. Or that singer will say, I like what you do because I'm one-on-one. But when you don't see yourself as one-on-one, you're so caught up, you won't even be able to detect it and see it because you're so caught up. Like, nah, I got to talk about this person. No, you don't. Talk about yourself. Speak about you. You ain't got to speak about Jane Doe or John. You ain't got to. You may want to, you may like to, but you ain't got to. You ain't got to do it. That's what you want to do. Talk about yourself. How you going to better yourself? How you going to stay motivated? How you going to stay focused? Encourage yourself. Like I always say, treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. However, some people like to do that. They like to cheat themselves. They don't like to treat themselves. You treat yourself. That's what you do. That's what you do. Humble yourself and treat yourself. Understand that. Understand how to do that. And don't let nobody knock you. Because the same way they're going to knock you, they ain't going to want to be knocked. They ain't going to want that. Everybody got a past. What's more relevant, the past or the future? That's what's going on. What's more relevant, past or the future? And if you can't get past your own past, you ain't going to have no future. Say that again. If you can't get past your own past, you ain't going to have no future. And somebody going to always be able to come in and say something or do something that you may disapprove of. You got to live your life and understand you one on one. Understand that. It's what you got to do. Don't let nobody tell you you ain't one on one. They might not see themselves as that. That's them. That's their life. You one on one. You unique. Don't matter if nobody see it. You see it. That's what matters. Let nobody tell you not one on one. That's a distraction. You are one on one. You are unique in your own way. Let nobody tell you not. People are unable to hate on nothing. So if you ain't doing nothing, why would they be hating? See, hate and hating ain't the fact that when you say something to somebody and they disagree, that's not hating. They just disagree. Or they're not a hater, they just disagree. Hating or being a hater is you doing something that somebody else is jealous of or they're unable to do it. So now they come up with ways to try to belittle you or belittle what you're doing. Or take shots at your character because they're jealous of what you're doing. Or just the fact that you're getting something done. So that's the difference with that. But the whole notion of you saying you one on one and you scared to display it. Scared and fear go together. What you got fear for? You ain't scared or you ain't fearing to look up to the people you looking up to, the celebrities. Having pictures of other people on your wall or in your home or in your house. Some people got more pictures of other people in their own home and their own house, on their walls and all that. They don't even have themselves or their children or all their family members. Like I said, it's people that don't get along with their own family, their husband, their wife, their mother, their father, but they'll listen to an athlete or actor or actress or a singer or a politician or the government or their boss or what the job tell them to do. What I'm supposed to do, how I'm going to get paid. So it's all about the money. That's what the people who's into that, that's what they about, all about the money. So it's hard to chastise and want to criticize somebody else that's all about the money. Because it's people that don't want to listen to other people when it comes to them in their position when it comes to getting money. So how you going to say whatever about an entertainer or athlete or actor or rapper or singers? Like, oh, but they selling they sold for money. I'm saying you don't even want to listen to your moms and your dad or your sisters and your brothers, but you willing to go to work at the time they tell you to come to work. Why are you thinking about doing that? Trying to get paid. You want to get the money. Does that make you one on one? No. That don't make you one on one. That make you one of some. I'm gonna say that again. That don't make you one on one. That make you one of some. You some of everybody, because everybody else is doing that. It's a chosen few people that understand they one of one, and they're not gonna let nothing and nobody stop them from being one of one. They're not gonna do that. Where do you stand in that and on that. Where do you stand on the totem pole of being one-on-one? Where? Where do you stand? What's important to you? Are you going to let someone else dictate that to you? Or you just going to live that through without looking back? That's what got to start ranking supreme. You're going to live this all the way through, or you're just going to get frustrated with the situation and do some of the things you've been doing, allowing how others feel about you and your situation dictate how you're going to operate, how you're going to move, or you're going to allow the government or entertainers or athletes or rappers and singers, somebody with status quo, a check mark, you're going to let them dictate to you, or you're going to dictate to yourself? The more I stopped listening to others, the more I was able to hear my own voice. The more I was able to listen to myself. And yeah, I went through things, but I don't care. So I was going through things when I was listening to people, but I don't go through much things no more because I stopped listening to other people. I stopped worrying about their perspective on my life and in my situation. I stopped doing that because I had to learn the hard way. Nah, but I'm not going to let someone else dictate anything to me any longer. I'm not going to let that happen. I used to let that happen. Not no more. Like I said, when I was around, I was going through things with these people. I don't no more because I ain't around them. They talked about me when I was around them. But see, the difference is now when they talk about me, that's hating and that's speculation because I ain't around them. So they don't know my business. So that would be speculation. It would be rumors. I don't interact with them. So they don't know what I'm doing, what I'm into, because I don't interact with them. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. And that's what's relevant. That's what matters. So that's speculation when you're not around people. And now they talking. They running their mouth. You ain't around them. So how they gonna know your movement? How they gonna know your business? You ain't around them. So that would be speculation because you're not around them. So anything they saying, now you could be like, but they hating, which would be true. It would be true. Because you're not rubbing shoulders with them. You're not interacting with them. So anything they saying is speculation. You ain't around them. You ain't dealing with them. So how they going to speculate? Let them do it. But how they going to do it? They don't know. They just going off what they think. What they think, that's why it shouldn't mean nothing to you. That's why it's called speculation, rumors, gossip. Because now that you don't interact with them, that's what they left to do, gossip. They left to do that. That's all they can do. Can't do nothing else. Can't do nothing else. They ran out of options. And that's how you got to think. And that's the mind frame you got to be in when you one-on-one. That's the mind frame you got to have. That's the thought process you got to have. That's how that go. But if you're going to let or allow someone to dictate to you, You're not one-on-one. You're not your own person. You're like a puppet or a robot. Other people can control you by what they're saying, what they're doing, and how they feel about you. You should be able to do that. It's your life. It's your life. That's how that works. That's how that go. Don't let nobody tell you how to operate. Control your life. Ain't you unique? You one-on-one, right? Or you just putting it out there because you want people to believe you one-on-one. That's what you want. But you're not moving like you one-on-one. You got to move like that. You got to display it. You got to display it. Got to do that. Of course, people go and assume, speculate, hate, talk. So let them. Let them. What you going to do about it, though? That's the key ingredient. What are you going to do? You're going to live your life based off what they think, what they say, or you're going to live your life based off how you're going to live your life? I'm living my life based off how I'm going to live it. I ain't going to let nobody speculate and assume and let that get the best of me. They're going to do it, but I'm not going to let it get the best of me. I'm not going to let it bother me. And you can't hate on nothing. Can't hate on nothing. So if somebody believe you ain't doing nothing, then why would they be commenting or speculating on it? Why? See, they're doing it because they know it gets the best of you. They know it bothers you. That's why they're doing it. And you're going to let it bother you. So they're going to continue to do it. When you stop letting it bother you, now you're actually winning. Now you're actually in control. That's how you be one-on-one. That's how you become that. But you don't become that by allowing somebody to tell you what you can or can't do. That's what people do. So, people told me billions of things I wouldn't be unable to do. I don't even look at it that way no more. I used to, but once I realized I was one-on-one, my confidence grew. I had to get more self-esteem. A lot of people don't have self-esteem, self-confidence, self-belief, because so many people around them is getting doubted. They start to doubt other people that's around them as well. So I can't worry about who doubted me and who believe in me. So that's what they want to do. Let them. I don't care. Definitely when it comes to this internet thing, because people do things for attention, for mentions. People want to share my videos. Humbly, thank you. Respectfully, appreciate it. But if they don't, it's their platform. They don't have to. Sometimes I do lives or videos. People don't even check in or tap in. So when they do, I appreciate it. But they don't have to. It's not like, yo, damn, ain't nobody tapping in. People living their life. Nobody's life revolve around mine. Just like mine don't revolve around nobody else's. People decide they want to tap in, appreciate that. They don't, I just pray they're good. They healthy, and they lifing, meaning they living life. But nobody got to tap in. Now, I know this for a fact. I know what would make people tap in. But again, that don't make me one of one no more. That make me one of some. Because I know where to get people to tap in. And I'm not going to do that. See, when people start to tap in consistently, it's because I know I'm one of one, not one of some. See, when you one of some, that's going back to what I said. Now I'm in that pack of sheep. And I know I'm a wolf or a lion. I stand out. So I don't got to be in that pack of sheep. So when that stampede come or that lion come at that herd of sheep, I might get ran down on by a lion or a wolf or whatever animal that hunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the prey, I'm the hunter. So why am I worrying about someone else's reaction? That's why people are so caught up, because when they don't get the attention, all right, if I do this, people will watch me. Man, I don't care about that. Eventually they will, but they're going to watch me because I'm being me. They're going to pay attention because I'm being me. They're not going to pay attention because it's a clown show. They're not going to do that. They're going to pay attention because I'm being me. And I'm not doing what I do for attention. I'm not doing what I'm doing for others to be like, yo, you know what? No, I got you. I'm going to share this. I'm like that. And because now I'm speaking about somebody or someone that they deem relevant or they deem important. Or I'm just chatting about somebody and they want to hear me talk about somebody else. But see, when you one-on-one, you ain't going to do that because you understand that you could be talked about. People going to do it regardless, but you opening the door for it because you want that. Because you want that. See, I ain't on that. Ain't nobody that important for me to have to talk about them. I'll talk to them, but I ain't going to talk about them. I'll say that again. Ain't nobody that important for me to have to talk about them. I'll talk to them, though. And what I had to learn about that is majority of the time when you talk to people, they don't be listening. They don't be listening. They got other things on their mind. Bills, money, jewelry, cars, clothes, their phone, what somebody told them earlier, what they heard. It's a bunch of other things going on. So that's why I limit my conversation with people as well. Because I get it. But am I going to force anything? No. Eventually, like I said, they'll get it because we're going to get back to the time where information, education is going to become relevant because they're trying to make books extinct because they know everybody can run online. And I'll be that one-on-one where people be like, no, I'm saying he been dropping Jews or he been saying something that was beneficial. And I wouldn't be doing it, be like, I told you so. I'll be doing it because that's the energy I'm bringing. That's where I'm at in life. That's the vibes I'm on. But I wouldn't be doing it. I told you so. Nah. My mind right. I'm focused. I know what my purpose is. I'm going to always walk in that and stand on it. However, whatever, however, that's their business. But I know I'm one-on-one. I don't need nobody to tell me that. I know that. Nobody got to tell me, yo, you unique, you this, you that. I'm thankful, but I don't need the validation from anyone to tell me anything. That's why, and that's where people go wrong. Because they need that. They looking for that. Like, okay, I'm going to do this to get this back. Not me. I'm going to do this because this is who I am and this is what I do. That's why. That's why. This is who I am and this is what I do. Now, if I was looking for validation, I wouldn't do a lot of things because I'd be like, man, I do this. Ain't nobody going to care. Ain't nobody going to pay me no mind. Like I said, I have dropped videos. I have done lives. Nobody said nothing. I could be like, man, I'm 20 minutes in. I'm 30 minutes in. Nobody say nothing. I'm good. Nah. So that's not making or breaking me. I'm focused. I know my plan and my agenda. And I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna stay with it. Because just because nobody's not saying anything don't mean that they're not listening. Majority of times, people say things they really don't be listening. Because some people just listen to respond. They're not listening to gather the information together. See, I'm listening to learn. That's why I tell people, listen to learn or learn to listen. But I'm not listening to respond, though. Because that ain't going to get me nowhere. Because I could be responding to something that don't need a response. Or I could be responding to something because I didn't like it. Or I could be responding to something just for my comment to be seen and for that person to say something back to me. And I ain't doing none of the three. I don't mind interacting. But I'm interacting for a point, for a reason, for a purpose. I'm not just doing it for validation or attention. That's corny. That don't make me one of one. That make me one of some. I'm one of one, not one of some. Not some everything and everybody. I'm me. I'm going to always, I got to be me. Everybody else is taken. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate it. Some people don't mind being someone else. But see, that's when the problems start. Because when they got to stop being somebody else, they don't know how to be themselves no more. See, I know how to always be me. I don't know how to be other people. That's difficult. Because now what happens when you got to take that mask off? What happens? You gotta take that mask off from trying to be somebody else. You gotta take the mask off. It's like how long you gonna be somebody else? How long you gonna do that? That time gonna expire. So you gotta work on being you. The more you do that, the better. Things will work out better when you do that. Oh, what some people like to do? Be other people. Because they think that's easy because they comparing themselves to what other people are doing. That's what they doing. Like, oh, well, this person right here, it's working for them. Why it won't work for me? You ain't them. And they ain't you. Now, reverse the role. Would they want to be you? No. So why would you want to be them? They wouldn't even want to be you. They like, man, I'm good. So when you one-on-one, that's all that matters. Be you. Be you. And be comfortable with being you. Don't let somebody come in and stop you from being you. This is what people do. They'll come in and try to switch you up from being you. And before you know it, you so far away from yourself, you don't even recognize you no more. Because you were so comfortable with being someone else. Because now you're not one of one, you're one of some. One of one. I'm one of one. I ain't one of some. Always be yourself. Always. Don't never stop being you. Challenge you. Compete against you. Don't compete against others. So whatever you're doing in life, it don't matter what it is. I don't care what it is. On the internet, off the internet, with a job, with relationships, with money, with career, always challenge you. Don't allow others to tell you how you need to go about doing something. Challenge yourself. Like, you know what? I'm gonna work on working. I'm gonna work on my diet. I'm gonna work on my health. I'm gonna work on my bank account. I'm gonna work on my car. But don't let somebody say, man, yo, you need to get a better car. You need to go this way to work. Challenge you. That'll make you a better version of yourself. Why that's also important, so you don't try to become a better version of someone else that you don't know. I'm gonna say that again. Why that's important, so you can become a better version of you and you don't become a better version of someone else that you don't know. We all may like something somebody do, but do that mean we know them? Just because you like the way somebody sing, do you really know the person? You know they sing, yes, but do you know them? You may like somebody's clothes, but do you know them? You may like someone's shoes or sneakers. Do you know them? That's why being one-on-one is important, because you never know. You doing what you do and you one-on-one, and now that person who music you may like, or that person who clothes you may like, or sneakers or shoes or cologne or perfume or whatever, they may like you for being you and doing what you do. But you ain't gonna never find that out because you worrying about them and what they got and what they do. Be you. Be yourself, one-on-one, not one of some. Because like I said, when you fitting in that pack of sheep, you ain't gonna stand out. But if you one-on-one, you could stand out. You could be a wolf, and now that pack of sheep got to look out for you coming. Like, oh, a sheep coming, or a lion coming, a wolf coming. But if you in a herd, you could get stampeded over because you in the herd and the pack with everybody else, because you comparing yourself to what other people doing. Compare you to what you do. Be a better you than you was yesterday. I got a saying that I say now. I'm wiser than I was yesterday. I'm going to say that again. I'm wiser than I was yesterday. So don't compete against others. Compete against yourself. Try to outdo yourself. Somebody say, man, you ain't going to never be able to make it to the NBA, for example. Don't compete against them. Compete against yourself. If you took 30 free throws, tomorrow I'm going to take 50. You had a job, somebody like, you ain't going to never become manager. Don't look to be a manager to say, I told you I could be manager. Nah. Manage yourself. So therefore, no matter what happens, you could control that. You can't control what other people say, think, and feel. You can control what you think. You can control what you feel. You can control your diet. You can control your attitude. You can control your mouth. Can't worry about what somebody else say. Another thing, when you be one-on-one and you get that mentality, you won't have conflict. That's why I don't have as much conflict, because when I dealt with people, they said things anyway. Once I'm one-on-one, they're going to talk regardless. And it's been family, it's been friends, it's been co-workers. Let them talk. So you one-on-one, ain't you? Let them talk. Because when you're doing good, they're going to say, oh, you think you better than anybody else. Or they think they too good. And then when you allegedly ain't doing good, oh, they ain't about nothing anyway. See? See how the hypocritical conversation go? When you one-on-one, no matter how good you're doing or how bad somebody assume you're doing, it don't even matter. It just don't matter. It just don't. because you one of one, not one of some. And I get it, the validation thing. Oh, we want somebody to tell us we're doing good. Why you can't tell yourself you're doing good? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? So if you're a woman, you need a man to tell you look good? If you're a dude, you need a woman to tell you look good? Nah, tell yourself that. And you're not telling yourself to be self-centered or being conceited. You're telling yourself because you have self-confidence in yourself, in what you do. That's why you're doing it. You're not doing it for someone else. That's the issue. Don't do it for someone else. Do it for you. What I do for me. I don't care who like it, love it, or hate it. I don't care. I'm doing it for me, though. If you paying attention to what I'm doing, then you know what? You ain't paying attention to yourself. Says a lot about you. You're not paying attention to you. You're paying attention to me. And for a lot of people to say, I ain't worrying about other people, that's a contradiction because they know they are. They know they are. They're just going to brush it off like they not. And in between time and in the meantime, they're going to study what somebody else do and compare themselves to that. No, I compare me to me. I'm wiser than I was yesterday. I'm comparing me to me. A lot of people don't want to do that. They don't know how to do that. They don't like to do that because they got to look at themselves in the mirror every day. And they're only looking at themselves in the mirror to say, I look good. No, 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 no. You got to look great. What's going on, sis? What's going on with you? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. So when you one of one and not one of some, it don't matter. Where I'm at today, I had a lot of scenarios and situations with family. They're like, yo, you ain't gonna never be able to do this or do that. And in the beginning, I would go back and forth. How you gonna tell me I can't do this? How you gonna tell? Then I got a reality check. I'm like, damn, I'm going through all this and I'm still dealing with them. I might as well just fall back. And when I start to fall back, now when they talk, it's speculation. Now when they talk, it's rumors because I'm not around them. Like I said, that's why I always be me. It don't matter if it's with my own kids. I'm not going to knock them. I'm not mad at them, but I don't care. I don't care if my kids say, well, Dad, you never loved me. All right, no problem. Because when I was around and I put in the work, they probably going to say the same thing. Well, you could have did more. And I could tell them, well, you could have did more as my kid. Or you my mom, you could have did more as my mom. Or you my dad, you could have did more as my dad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of one. I'm my own man. I'm my own person. So I'm not going to let somebody take that away from me. Like, oh, well, before my sister tapped in, there was nobody in this stream. Hey, but, well, let me take that back. Nobody said nothing in the chat. It's telling me I got 7, 8 people in here, but nobody said nothing prior to her. So what I'm supposed? I know I'm supposed to shut it down. No, I'm me. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless. Regardless. That's what I'm talking about. One on one. I'm thankful for the love. I'm thankful for people saying things. I'm thankful for the likes, but that's not gonna deter me. I validate me. I do that. I validate me. So at the end of the day, some people don't get that. Some people waiting around for that. And when they don't get it, they get frustrated. They go around looking at, well, who can I talk crap about? Who can I get into something with to get attention? Before this social media thing, I existed. And I'm so proud of myself for that. I'm thankful for that. I got a lot of other channels. Only other channel I promote is my music channel, but I got other channels. I don't even say nothing about them channels because I'm focused on this right now. That's why a lot of people are scattered because they focus on so many things. And in the moment again, they lose who? Themselves. They end up losing themselves because they so focused on other things that don't mean nothing. You got to stay focused on yourself. People going to say you selfish even when you're dealing with them. You could be around your family or around your kids or around your woman or around your husband or whatever. They're going to say, well, if you ain't doing what they want you to do, they're going to call you out anyway. So you could be breaking bread with a family member that you live with. They could say, you make this much money. Damn, you could have gave me more. Why not just be by yourself and break bread to yourself or break bread by yourself? People going to criticize you regardless. See, me, I love it, the fact that I'm alone and they criticizing me, because now it becomes speculation. So now when they telling it to somebody else, it ain't accurate because it's speculation. I don't interact with them. Family, friend, foe, kid, ex-wife, it don't matter. Mother, father, it don't matter. That don't matter to me. They're going to talk regardless. I prefer them to talk, and I'm not dealing with them. So now it becomes speculation. You know what I mean? So now I could validate the fact that what they're saying is sheer speculation. I could validate that fact. It ain't just got to be, is it that? No, that it is that, because I don't rock with them and I'm not around them. And that don't make them a bad person or not. I'm just not into that no more. I'm not into dealing with things and people, and they still unhappy about things, and they pushing that insecurity off on me. I'm good. I'm good off that. They insecure, so they're going to push it back my way because they insecure. Nah, I'm good off that. I don't need that in my life. I ain't mad at them. I just don't need it in my life. That's what's going on. I don't need it. And I'm not going to let that affect me mentally no more, spiritually no more, psychologically no more. I'm not going to let that happen. They feel like I ain't this, I ain't that. Hey, go find some people that is worthy of whatever you saying I'm not. I pray that it work out for them. But go find the people that you believe that is worthy. If I'm not, or should I not be? No problem. But the old me, before I had to realize I was one-on-one, I would let that affect me. Damn, man, I love my daughter, I love my son, or I love this, that, but they making it seem like I ain't putting in enough work, or I don't do. Man, that's how they see it. That's them. I ain't mad at them, but I ain't worried about that no more because I'm one-on-one. Time nowadays, that's like money. It's becoming more important than money because a lot of people got to understand that when you put your time into something, that's effort. You could put money into something that you don't care about. Now, unless I don't know what I'm talking about, why would somebody put their time into something that they don't care about? Money, people done that. People have spent money on people that they don't love. People have brought people things that they don't care about to shut them up, to get them off their back. But you're going to put your time into something that you don't care about? You're going to put your time into somebody you don't care about? You're going to put effort into something that you ain't concerned about? Wow. Wow. I know I'm not doing that. I don't care who it involves. I don't care who it involves. I'm not putting my time into something that I ain't worried about. I don't care what it involves or who it involves. I could be one of my kids. I tell them, look, I ain't worrying about that. I don't care about that. I ain't putting my time into that. People going to label me things anyway. So why am I camp? They like, well, you never really loved me, Dad. No problem. Okay, that's how you see that. But I'm not going to convince you that I do. You believe I don't? Believe that. No problem. But I'm not trying to convince you that I do or that I don't. That's what you think. That's what you think. Because I don't need that. I don't need that validation from them or nobody. I got to validate myself. When I die, whether I get cremated or whether I'm going in the casket, I'm going to be by my damn self. So why does it matter? Crying ain't going to bring me back. Flowers ain't going to bring me back. All they going to have is either good memories or bad memories. That's it. That's it. Good memories or bad memories. Nothing else. They ain't going to have nothing else. And you know what? I live with that. I take that. What's going on, friend? Are you from Mexico? What's going on? Thanks for tapping into the live stream. I appreciate it. If you're new here, definitely subscribe and hit that like button. If you're new here. So thank you for tapping in again, friend. But like I said, if you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe. Hit that like button and subscribe, friend. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. I don't care about that. So some people live their life based off that. Well, my moms don't love me, my pops don't love. So, do you love you? Do you care about you? Well, my baby mom think I don't love my kids. My baby daddy think I don't love my. So, you putting in work all this time, and people gonna think that regardless. I have put in work with family members, with friends, and I have showed them on an everyday basis for maybe 5 years straight how important they was to me. And one thing didn't go the way they anticipated or the way they thought it should go or they believed it should go. And it's like, but you never really cared. It's like, well, damn, I was the idiot. I was the fool. I put in all that time. I put in all that time, effort, and energy. And this is how it come back to me. I'm an idiot for that. I'm a fool for that. And I'm glad that I'm not on that no more. I don't see it that way no more. They could talk, no problem. They could criticize me, no problem. I don't care. Because like I said, when I did put in the work, that it wasn't, for them, it wasn't justifiable. I didn't do something they thought I should have did. I went left, I should have went right. I went straight, I should have backed up. I spent this amount of money, I should have spent that amount of money. I brought this much food, I should have brought that much food. I helped with that homework, I helped with that homework. I took them out for Easter, but I didn't take them out for the 4th of July. You know what I mean? It's like I'm always not doing something. I should have did this and I ain't do that. I should have did that. I should have did. Come on, man. I ain't got time for that no more. Lady J, what's going on? Sis, what's going on? God bless you, sis. Thanks for tapping in. How you, Lady J? What's going on with you? Like, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. I'm not gonna be going back and forth. Like I ain't gonna be doing it. I ain't gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, that's still my son. I'm gonna go out to show my son I love him. What happens when I do something my son disapprove of? Oh, Dad, you ain't never really loved me. Same thing with my daughter. Oh, Dad, you ain't really love. And again, I'm not saying I don't or do love him. What I'm saying is I'm not gonna be overwhelmed no more by it. Because you could put your life in somebody else's hand for X amount of years out of your life. You could do that. And then when you do it and they dislike something now, they're going to tell you how they really, really see you, how they really, really feel. Oh, you really never loved me. You really never cared about me. Like, you really never loved me. You really never cared about me. What you mean I really never loved you? I really never cared about you. Nah, I did. Just because that didn't go the way you anticipated don't mean I don't love you. And now you're going to be on a proven, cycle for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4. And it's like, come on, what about proving something to yourself? See, this is what people got to understand about strength and weakness. You're actually being strong by stepping away. You're being weak by staying in that situation. You're being weak by doing that. Stepping away from it make you actually stronger because you get to see the strength and the fact that you're going to walk away. You being weak, you staying in it because now that situation going to grow to be what people say a lot nowadays, toxic. See, toxicity comes from being in a situation and you unable to make someone happy because you're not happy and you're still in the situation. That's toxic. It ain't toxic by walking away. That's strength. See, people like to throw reverse psychology at people. Oh, I'm saying that's your girl. Why would you leave? That's your mom's. How you going to not want to be there for your mom's? Because if I be there for my mom's, I ain't going to even be there for me because what happened when I get fed up? What happened? That's why mental health is out of control because people looking to be there and be with people that they know they don't really want to be with and deal with. They just doing it so they don't want to hear the backlash. Me, I don't care. I'm going to hear it anyway. I have heard it throughout my life, throughout my journey before I got to where I'm at. Oh, well, Jay, if you was a real man, you would do this. You was a real father, you would do that. All right, well, you know what? Do yourself one. Do yourself a favor. Go find a real man. Go find a real father. Go find some more money. Go find somebody with a better attitude. Do that. Let me know how I work out for you. God bless you on the way of finding it, though. Do that. Me? I ain't sweating it because I get it. I was there. I was in the situation with family, with friends, in relationships with women. I've been through it. And experience is the greatest teacher. So it's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do this to show this person how important they are to me. And when I did it, it was like, but damn, hold on. That's all you did? It's like, hold on. I did all that. I wasn't even doing it for myself. I did it for you. That ain't good enough. So that's the point. And that's what I'm talking about. Why continuously do it? Because you're trying to solidify something to someone else. And again, I'm not saying the people or the parties involved don't mean anything. No, I'm not saying that. But you're losing yourself. You forget that you one of one. Stop making yourself one of some. Some of everybody. Some of everything. One of one. I'm one of one. I'm one of one. It ain't gonna never be another me. Period. I don't care how I'm looked at. And it ain't gonna never be another me. So why do I care if somebody want to judge me? Let them do that. No problem. I'm just not going to judge them judging me. I'm going to say that again. Let them judge me. I'm just not going to judge them judging me. I ain't going to do it. I ain't got time to do it. You know what I mean? Why? It's going to take away from me. Now, why am I going to take away from me for somebody else? That's what I'm saying. When people say it's all about them, it's all about them. Okay, really? If it is, how you got so much energy to worry about what somebody else saying and doing? It's all about you, right? Make it about you. I'm one of one. I'm thankful and I'm appreciative for the love and support that I get in life and on YouTube. But before I got to where I am today, I had to keep going. So when I had 1 subscriber, it's like, well, damn, why you want to do a podcast? Anybody gonna want to listen to you? Then I got 10 subscribers. Okay, you got 10 subscribers. That don't really mean that. All right, I got 50 subscribers. Okay, so what? Now I got 200 subscribers. All right, so now I'm close to being monetized. Some people told me I probably wouldn't even make it that far. They probably thought I would have burnt out, or they probably thought I wouldn't have content, or whatever they was assuming. But I didn't let that bother me because I know I'm one of one. I already know that. They ain't got to tell me that. I tell me that. That's not cockiness or arrogance. That's self-confidence. That's self-esteem. That's what that is. Let somebody else tell it, oh, he cocky, he arrogant. What? No, I'm not. I'm confident in what I'm doing and how I'm going to get it done. That's what that is. I'm not cocky. I'm confident. I get it. I know what I got to do to keep the wheels turning. If I let somebody tell me, oh, nah, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, okay. You giving me all that energy? No problem. Remember that when it's your goal. And that's another thing when you one-on-one. When you one-on-one, you understand that people going to get a go. People going to get a go. That's how that works. They're going to get a go. They're going to get a go at this situation to find out what it's like. They're going to get a go at it. And when they get a go at it, see how they adjust to it. See how they adapt to it. That's the thing. I've been on YouTube. I'm thankful that I've been through everything I've been through because now I know how to adapt. When the storm coming, it don't make no noise. When hurricanes and tornadoes coming, they just blow houses down. You might see it coming, but you don't hear it. So some people looking for it. Okay, you see it, but how you gonna prepare? You could board the windows up. You go to the basement. If that tornado too strong, it's gonna knock the house down. It's gonna knock the foundation down. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Just got to be mentally prepared for it. When you one-on-one, you mentally prepare for things. That's how that works. I'm only focused on what I could control. I could control what I say, who I say it to, what I eat, how I eat, when I eat. I could control that. I can't control what other people going to eat. I can't control what other people going to cook. I can't control what other people going to say. I can't control what other people going to do. That's why people have so many issues. Because when somebody else says something, it affects them. People say, I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm strong. So why are you worried about what weak people got to say about you? I'm strong. So why am I going to worry about what somebody that's weak going to say about me? They're going to talk regardless. So I'm going to display strength and not worry about what they're going to say. It's that simple. Because I'm one-on-one. I'm one of one. I ain't one of some. I'm one of one. That's facts. I'm going to always be myself. It feels good being me. I never wanted to be nobody else. Like I said, even when I played basketball, I didn't want to be like Magic Johnson or Isaiah Thomas or Michael Jordan or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I wanted to be like me. I played basketball, but I didn't want to be them. I played football. I didn't want to be like Jerry Rice or Roger Craig or Emmitt Smith or Barry. I wanted to be like me. That's the difference. I know what they do, but I don't know them. When I started making music, I didn't make music because of Rakim, because of KRS-One, because of LL Cool J, because of Kool Moe Dee, because of Kurtis Blow, because of Jay-Z, Tupac. None of that. I respect them, and I'm going to show that I respect them through what I do, but I'm not doing it because of them. My life ain't going to stop if I do what they do. Nah, my life going to keep going. My life going to keep going. Like that's the thing that people have to get. Don't let your life stop moving because somebody else is insecure about their own situation. And they only secure when they can talk about somebody else in their own situation. That's what's going on. Yeah, that's right, Lady J. You got to be you all the way. Everybody else is taken anyway, though. Everybody else is taken. So that confuses me. Why would people want to be other people when they're taken? It's like same thing. I had to learn about relationships being one-on-one. Why would somebody want to be with somebody's husband or somebody's wife? Like, why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want to be with somebody else's woman? Why would you want to be with somebody else's man? That make you one of some, not one-on-one. See, I'm one-on-one. Because I know the woman that's in my life that I'm going to be with her, it's just me. It's just me dealing with her. That's that. And I pray that she reciprocate that. So now we one-on-one. I'm only dealing with her. She only dealing with me. That make the situation unique. That make the situation great because now I ain't got to worry about another man being in her ear. She ain't got to worry about another woman being in my ear. So now we one-on-one. We have a great situation because we one-on-one, not one of some. She all over the place. I'm all over the place. Nope. Nah. Some people don't get that. Some people got to understand that. Make yourself one of one. People going to talk and people going to hate. They can't hate on nothing. So if they hating, I mean, you actually doing something. Let that sink in. If they hate, you actually doing something. Can't hate on nothing. That's impossible to do that. So if somebody say you ain't doing nothing and you know for a fact they hate it, then you know what it is. So if somebody want to get at me on my platform and say, man, you ain't really doing nothing, they're already conceded to me because they telling me I ain't doing nothing. How can you hate on nothing? How? That's impossible to hate on nothing. How can you do that? So for everybody to get a better picture of themselves, one of one, not one of some, not one of two, one of one. Bottom line. Bottom line. Don't let nobody distract you. Understand that you are unique. Understand that. Don't matter what somebody else is going to say. They're going to say it regardless. They're going to talk regardless. So why is that deterred from you being one of one? So be you. Everybody else is taken. It's easy for somebody else to tell you how to do you. They can't even tell themselves how to do themselves because they're so busy trying to give order and direction to other people. That's why I cut people out and cut people off. Because it's easy for somebody to tell, this is how you need to be a father. Ain't no pamphlet how to be a father. Ain't no pamphlet how to be a mother. Ain't no pamphlet how to be a sister. Ain't no pamphlet how to be a brother. Ain't no pamphlet how to be a grandparent. Ain't no pamphlet how to be a co-worker. You going to do it based around the knowledge you obtain or based off the experience you have. That don't mean that it's right or wrong. But it's no pamphlet on how to do that, though. So how's somebody gonna tell somebody, well, this is how you need to be a father? It's no pamphlet. Where is it in the pamphlet handbook? Like, this is how you be a father. This is how you be a mother. This is how you be a sister. Like, it's experience. Like my sister Lion Project said, yes, acquire knowledge. Like, but it's no way, it's no pamphlet or no book to say this is how you be a mother, this is how you be a father, this is how you be a sister, this is how you be a daughter, this is how you be a son. It's experience. You got to learn. That's why it's called on-the-job training. Life is on the job, and you training to learn how to become a better version of yourself every day. But to allow someone to tell you how to be you, then you're one of some, and you're not one of one. I'm one of one. I'm learning how to be a better man, a better father. And if that man or that father ain't good enough for my kids or for my friends or for coworkers or for neighbors, I don't care, because it's no handbook on how to do it, though. It's no pamphlet on how to get that done. Before you get that first job, you have no experience with working. You got to learn. It's no experience. Ain't no, all right, well, okay, this is how you're going to learn how to get it done. And the more you do it, the more experience you're going to have. The more it's going to become second nature to you. So I'm looking to be me, and I'm going to stay natural. That's how that works. That's how that goes. Like my sister said, acquire knowledge. That's how that goes. It ain't, oh, well, no, I'm saying, well, if you don't do it this way, you're not a real man. If you don't do it that way, you're not a real woman. What is this based around? What? We all going through life. We all going through life experiences. So your experience may be different from mine. So the way I may have to learn, you ain't got to learn. But that don't mean that it's dead wrong or it's dead right either. Because it's no booklet on how to get this done. It's not. Even if a person is reading the Bible, that don't mean that they have more knowledge than somebody that ain't reading the Bible. Just because somebody reading the Quran don't mean they got more knowledge than somebody not reading the Quran. So I'm saying, just because that person reading the Bible, that don't make them more of a Baptist, a Catholic, a Christian than somebody that don't. They could be told how to be a Catholic, a Christian, etc., so on, and be better at it than the person that's actually reading up on it. Because you can give some people some instruction and they interpret it better than reading the instruction. That's just life. That's not somebody because they read it, they know more, and they didn't read it, they know less. No, that's how some people adapt in life. Some people could be told how to do it and they'll get it right. And some people could read how to do it and they'll get it right. Some people take instruction better than some others do. So what? But this is life. This is how you learn. You adapt and you adjust. However, some people allow and let other people tell them how to live their life, or they base their life off how other people was moving and living their life. Because again, back to that pack, back to that want to be caught up in the herd with the rest of the sheep. And now when a wolf come through or a lion come through, now they're going to chase that pack of sheep. Now you may get caught up. You know what I mean? Like, you got victims and you got villains. I don't mind being a villain. You know why I don't mind being a villain? Because I ain't trying to victimize nobody. So if I got to be a villain, no problem. But I'm not trying to victimize nobody. But I know one thing for certain. I ain't going to become the victim. So I'd rather be the villain. Because I ain't going to become a victim of somebody else's circumstance. Because somebody else's insecurities. So now they want to make me a victim because they're insecure about something. So if I got to be the villain, no problem. No problem. I know one thing, when I do show my face or I do pop up or I do speak, my words going to matter and my presence going to be felt. That's what's going on. That makes me want to. And I'm going to say that again. When I do pop up, my words going to be listened to and or appreciated and or acknowledged. And my presence will be felt because I'm one of one. That's why. Not because I bogarted, I stepped on feet, I stepped on toes, I pushed people out the way. Nope, not based off that. Based off the fact that my words hold weight. My presence is felt. So when I'm in around people, I'm in the same room, they're like, all right, nah, his presence felt, his words mean something. When he speak, I'm going to listen because it means something. He stand for something. He on his purpose. He ain't just talking to speak. I ain't just talking so people can be like, yeah, that's real, or yeah, that's right. Nah, because everything I say ain't right, and everything I say ain't going to be real to certain people. That's not an issue. The fact that I acknowledge that, again, makes me one-on-one. Everything I say ain't going to be right. Everything I say ain't going to be real, because that's why I like being one-on-one. So somebody can say, but hold on, that ain't real to me, or that don't apply to me, or that ain't true to me. And I appreciate that. However, when something is fact, like I said, there's nothing you could do to change that. Either you're going to adapt and adjust, or you're just going to be living in denial for the rest of your life. That's what facts do. Facts make you adapt and adjust. If not, you're just going to have to live in denial. That's why I don't go off who I like and what I like, because that don't hold no weight. Who I like, and so what I like, okay. But that don't have nothing to do with facts and truth. Facts and truth keep me being one of one, because the facts, I need that so I could adjust and adapt. That makes me one-on-one. Understanding that facts help me. Truth help me. It don't hurt me. It don't hinder me. How I feel ain't got nothing to do with the facts. My opinion ain't got nothing to do with the facts. Yeah, I am entitled to that, but that ain't got nothing to do with the truth or the facts. I'm just entitled to that. But I need the truth. I need the facts. I need that. And it don't matter who it come from. However, some people want it or need it to come from who they like. Like I said, there's been plenty of things and people that I didn't like. But when they spoke truth, I adjusted and I adapted. And I was humble and it was gratifying. It didn't matter that I didn't like them. They brought truth. They brought facts. So it don't matter like, oh, well, I don't like them, so I'm just not going to listen. Like, nah. That's why it's like that with a lot of people in life. Some people don't like their father. So it's like he could be telling the truth. But I don't like my pops anyway. Whoa, but he wasn't lying. I don't really like my moms anyway. Don't matter. She wasn't lying. I don't really like the governor. Don't matter. He or she probably wasn't lying. I don't like my neighbor. He or she probably wasn't lying. But then when we like people when they lie, it's like, well, that don't mean nothing. I don't mean I'm going to stop liking them. It's not about disliking them or liking them less or liking them more. Just understand, just because you like someone don't mean that they're going to be honest. Just because you dislike somebody don't mean they're going to lie. Just because you like them don't mean they're going to tell you the truth. And just because you dislike them don't mean they're going to lie. Some people think that. Some people believe that. Oh, well, I'm saying, why would they lie? Why would they tell the truth? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to start doing this a lot more because I do a lot of homework and research. I had to start looking at what people not saying instead of what they are saying. And what that represents to me now is people could say a lot, but I'm paying attention to what they ain't saying, because what they ain't saying, I could grasp a lot from that instead of what they are saying. It's like, damn, they didn't say this, that. Okay, all right, I get why they didn't say all that, because it would have distorted the point and it would have distorted the message, and now nobody would have been listening. So since they didn't say that, I get it now. I get it. I can see clearly why they said all of that, because again, it would have distorted the message and it would have took away from the truth and the fact that they wanted to put out there anyway. But they didn't do it that way because people wouldn't listen. People wouldn't listen. And it's like, nah. It's like I could come up here for the next 3 months and say, yo, soda no good. Whoever drink a lot of soda, they gonna call me a hater. Well, how you know soda ain't no good? I just tell them, read the label. Read the side of the bottle. Read the ingredients. Read that. Instead of me telling you it's in the corn syrup and a lot of sugar and all that, they're going to get mad at me. Oh, you think you know everything. No, I'm just telling you what's in it. That's up to you if you want to listen to that or not. But I'm not telling you just to distract you and to make you not drink soda. I'm just telling you because I don't want you to not be drinking and then you don't know what's in it. Like when you drinking it, you don't even know what's in it. It just tastes good. That's it. Since it tastes good, it don't even matter. Nah, forget about how it tastes. What's in it? Do you know what's really in that soda? So again, when people like things and people like people, it don't matter. I'm just going to listen. So that's why I'm not into who I like and what I like. I just need some truth. Bring that my way. I need good energy. Bring that my way. Good vibes. Bring that my way. Peace of mind. Keep that around me. But anything about who I like, nah, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Truth. Keep bringing that. Good energy. Keep bringing that. That's what's going on with me. With validation, I validate myself. Tension, I give it to myself. You know what I mean? Like, because it was a point when I was loving people and they didn't love me back. And I'm not mad at those people. I'm mad at me because I gave them too much time for that to happen. I'm thankful that it happened because I was able to see it, but that was my bad. That's what I mean by I'm 101. That's what I get for loving people that ain't love me back. They thought they ain't love me back. That's on me. That's my fault. That I put X amount of time, effort, and energy into loving people and or things that didn't love me back. That's on me. That ain't their fault. See, when you 101, you acknowledge that. You don't be like I'm saying, but I loved them for 10 years and they just disregarded that. And you disregard the fact that you put all that time in. That's what you disregard, not the fact that they didn't love you for none of them years or for all of them years. You disregarded yourself because you put all that time in. Stop disregarding yourself. Like I said on a prior video, people lose themselves looking to love other people. See, I found myself once I stopped loving other people. I'm going to say it again. People lose themselves loving other people. I felt myself when I stopped loving other people. And that's not easy to do. But when you 101, you know how to do it. Because like I said, when you're in people's life, no, nothing ain't perfect. But when you're in people's life, they looking for that. They looking for something that don't exist. Nobody's check off every box with everything in life. So why, when you deal with people, they place that on you. They place that insecurity on you for you to check off every box, for you to check off everything. Why they put that on you? Why is that? Why is that? That's how that go. That's how that work. So when you focus and you understand that you 101, it don't mean nothing no more. You just ignore it. Just ignore it. Because people are going to do that. They're going to bait you in with guilt. They're going to bait you in with emotionalism. They're going to bait you in with rumors. They're going to bait you in with lies. Like, oh, if you was a real man, you would do this. You was a real woman, you would do that. I would? Oh, wow, I ain't doing that. And if I'm not real, no problem. If I'm fake, no problem. If I'm not living up to your standard, your expectation, no problem. But I know one thing, I'm going to set boundaries, though. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set boundaries, though. That's what I'm going to do. Because once I set these boundaries, it's going to help me live my life better. Because I'm going to set boundaries. That's what I'm going to do. Once I set these boundaries, it's going to help me live my life better. And once you got standards and boundaries, you already see where people stand in your life. See, people only have standards and boundaries when it comes to a man dealing with a woman or a woman dealing with a man. They don't have standards and boundaries when it comes to family or when it comes to their kids or when it comes to a job. They're like, man, I need this job. I need this money. And then when it comes to other people not doing it that they may like a celebrity, but damn, why would they do that for that money? You don't think somebody looking at you like, damn, you work here? So that's the same thing with that person that got that status or that money. Like they thinking about the money like you are. But if you don't have boundaries and you have standards, how you going to get mad at somebody when they have boundaries and standards? I got that. I didn't have that at one point. So I can't knock those people who did whatever they did because I ain't have boundaries and I ain't have standards. Now I do. And with those boundaries and standards, hey, it comes like I'm selfish. Okay, no problem. I don't love other people. Okay, no problem. I just got standards and boundaries. That's the bottom line. And I'm not switching that up for nobody. I don't care who it is. I'm not doing that. So if they don't like it, that's on them. I know whatever their standards and their boundaries are, they shouldn't want to switch them up or break their boundaries or their standards for anybody. For anybody, for any person, any amount of money, any relationship, any attention, any validation. They shouldn't do that. I mean, I'm speaking for me, but they shouldn't. So if they standard is they standard, keep it there. They boundaries, keep it there. That's why I don't get when some people say, well, the females, they standards is this, they boundaries is that. Okay, you're a man. You have your own standards and boundaries. Don't knock somebody else for what their standards and their boundaries are. That's their standards, okay? Some women say, yo, I ain't going out on a date with this dude unless he can spend $1,000. Why you worried about that? That's her standard. That's her boundaries. Okay, why is it a big deal? At least the person was real enough to put it out there. Now you're going to adapt and adjust or you're going to complain. Because like, oh, I'm not paying for that. It sound like you're complaining. If you're not going to adapt and adjust, don't worry about it. Me, I'm adapting and adjusting. So I'm good. So if somebody tell me, yo, I'm saying I don't want to do this unless I can get this out of it, I'm glad they told me. So now I know if I'm going to do it or not. That's the bottom line. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to let somebody tell me if I do something, oh, I wouldn't did it. I ain't you and you ain't me. I decided that I wanted to do it. Okay. Why you worried about it? Did I ask you for help? No. I ain't asked you for nothing. So it don't matter if I do it or not. But that's how people bait people in. That's how people make people feel guilty. Because it's like, oh, well, I'm saying this is my stand, this is my boundary. Okay, all right. Don't be upset. That's their standard. Leave it. That's their boundary. Okay. Why is it so personal? Shouldn't be personal. You create your own boundaries and standards and leave it there and just keep it moving. That's that. Nope. Can't be left there. Somebody going to get upset. Somebody going to have an attitude. Somebody going to get emotional. Somebody going to get in their feelings. Ain't about nothing. Do what you got to do. That's it. It's that simple. Do what you got to do. Don't let somebody try to convince you of anything else. One of one. That's the lifeline. One of one, not one of some. One of one, not one of some. That's how some people are. One of one, never one of some. That's how that works. Always remember that. Don't let nobody tell you no otherwise. It ain't gonna mean nothing. You one of one. That's the bottom line. Don't let nobody say, oh, no, if you this, you'll do that. Nope. No. They just saying that to bait you in. Don't let them bait you in. Don't let them do it. Oh, if you was this, you would do that. Man, I'm good. I'm good. That's what they do. You was this, you would do that. No, I'm doing what I'm doing. You don't like it? Don't be bothered. You don't like it? Keep your distance. You don't respect my boundaries? I don't care. You think my standards are too high? So what? That's how that go. Oh, well, saying who are you to have standards like that? I'm being who I am. The fact that you questioning it says a lot. Let me do what I do. Bottom line. Bottom line. Let me do what I do. I don't need you to tell me otherwise. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. I ain't worrying about what you thought, what you trying to say, none of that. This is my standards, period. This is my boundaries, period. You don't like it? You don't have to. You don't respect it? So I'm not going to change them for you. I'm not going to switch them up for you. That's how some people think. Oh, well, no, I'm not important. They're going to do this for me. Do it for yourself. One-on-one again. Do it for you. People want to put pressure on people to get things done. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Don't wait for somebody to get it done for you. Do it for yourself. That's how that works. Don't put no pressure on somebody else. You do it for you. Stop waiting around. Don't wait around. It ain't going to happen like that. But if you do it for you, you'll see a difference. Whatever your boundaries are, whatever, just keep them there. Don't move them for nobody. Don't budge. Stay there. Whoever don't like it, and whoever criticized you, so they criticized you before you had standards and boundaries. That's what they did. So now you know that. You understand that. Keep them there. Don't switch up for nobody. Don't do that. Keep your boundaries, your boundaries. Keep your standard, your standard. That's what you got to do. You do that. Period. Period. People going to try to control you with emotionalism, guilt, how they feel, what they thought, how you need to come at a situation. Don't even worry about that. Don't even sweat it. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. If they feel some way, so what? And long as you don't feel no way about your standards and your boundaries, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. See, another thing about when you one-on-one and with the standards and the boundaries, see, I'd rather be by myself and peaceful than being around a bunch of people in this chaos. I'm going to say that again. When you one-on-one, I'd rather be alone and peaceful than be around a bunch of people in this chaos. And it don't matter who the people are. See, I used to do that too to myself. It mattered who the people was. Not no more. That used to mean a lot to me. That means absolutely nothing to me any longer. Who the people are, no. Again, I'd rather be alone and peaceful than around a bunch of people and it's chaotic or it's chaos. I don't want that in my life. So if I have to be around a bunch of family and it's chaotic, I don't want that. I'd rather be by myself and it's peaceful. And if they say, well, damn, you don't need to come around family, I'm looking to keep the peace. And that peace is with myself, and that's a peace of mind. That's what that is. It's a peace of mind. Because I understand being around a lot of people, it could be chaotic. I get that. I understand that. Being around a bunch of people, it causes chaos. I don't want to deal with that. I'm going to be by myself and be alone, and it's going to be a lot much more peaceful. And the peace of mind is priceless. No matter how much money you thought you had. It don't. It don't matter. So now, once you by yourself, you'll see how peaceful things really are. You'll see that. You'll get that. That's how that works. But stop being around a bunch of people and it's chaos. Stop doing that. Be by yourself. Be a lot more peace. A lot more. Because you're by yourself. People going to criticize you regardless. So, why is that important? It's not. You one-on-one. It's only one you. It's only one you. Once you gone, ain't no coming back. Flowers ain't bringing you back. Crying ain't bringing you back. The love ain't going to bring you back. So remember that. The truth don't got no expiration date. Peace of mind ain't got no expiration date. Chaos, people get tired of that. Lies, people get tired of that. Speculation, people get tired of that. Rumors, people get tired of that. Peace of mind, I never knew nobody that was tired of that. Self-love, I never knew nobody was tired of that. Self-growth, I never knew nobody was tired of that. But the gossiping, that get tiring. The rumors, that get tiring. People trying to tell you how to live your life, that get tiring. Not self-love, though. Not having boundaries. Not having self-respect, self-control. None of that. None of that. So when you let and allow people to do that, you know how it's going to turn out. So understand that. Self-love, one of one, not one of some. Stop being your own enemy. Work with yourself. Don't work with others to work with you. No, work with yourself. If they want to work with you, okay, cool. But if they don't, so work with yourself. Stop working with others to work with you. Work with yourself. Put yourself in a winning situation. How you do that? You work with yourself. Treat yourself. Stop cheating yourself. You working with others to work with you. That's why it's backfiring. Work with yourself to work for yourself, or work for yourself to work with yourself. But stop working with others so they can work with you. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Because eventually it's gonna backfire on you. And you're gonna keep wondering why I gotta keep going through this. Because you're trying to work with somebody to work with you. Work with yourself, for yourself, or work for yourself to work with yourself. That's all you gotta do. That makes you one-on-one. I had to start working with and for myself, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's gratifying. And I still let those people that was talking, I still let them talk. But no matter where their life is at, good, bad, negative, positive, stupid, smart, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with it. That ain't on me. Why? Because I'm one-on-one. And I started working with myself so I could work for myself. And I don't mean literally in a company. I mean in my life. I look at my life like I'm the CEO of my life. Not a job, not family, not friends, not kids. I'm the CEO of my life. I make the final decision on my life. Don't matter what somebody else says. So, and it's my life, right? So I'm going to make the final decision. And while I'm making those final decisions, they just going to talk. Let them talk. But I'm making the last decision. The buck stops and starts with me, not with others. Not with others. Work with yourself to work for yourself, or work for yourself to work with yourself. But every time you work with others so they can work with you, it's going to backfire. Nobody got your best interest at hand but you. And if you getting shorted in any aspect of your life, look in that mirror or look in that thing I call self-reflection, you'll be able to see nobody cares. Nobody cares. They gonna front like they care. But when you really need them to care, you're gonna be like, damn, I thought they cared. They don't. They don't. They're not worried about it. You gotta care. It's yours. But I also learned this. People only care when there's things that they deem important. Like, I ain't gonna let this person in my car, but you got him in your life. I ain't gonna let this person in my house, but you spending time on them. Spending time with them. But you don't want them in your house. But you don't want them in your car. But you don't want to give up no money or spend no money. But you doing all that. It's on you. You control that. You got to understand that. How that go. Got to understand how that go. Bottom line. But if you keep giving people extra time, extra initiative to play with your life, you can't be mad. Can't be mad. Give them extra time to play with your life. You cannot be mad. Can't. How you gonna be mad that they playing with your life? You gave them extra time to do that. Give them extra room in your life. For what? To make them happy? So you're going to give somebody extra time, space, and room in your life to make them happy and get you upset eventually at something you're not going to like they're going to do and what they're going to say. Eventually. But you won't let them in your car. You won't let them in your house. You won't spend money on them. Make it make sense. Oh, it's hard to make it make sense when you ain't being one-on-one, you're being one of some. That's why. That's why. I don't mind socializing, but I don't really like people because I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to come. The foolery, the exaggeration, the lies and the games. I ain't got time for that. I ain't put my time, effort, and energy into that. I ain't going to do it. I'm not. I know better than that. I know better than that. And I get it. But like I said, I know better than that now. When I didn't, but now I do. I'm glad I'm tired of giving people opportunities to do what they want to do with me. I'm so thankful for that. So thankful for that. Like, man, I ain't giving them time to do what they want to do with my life. I ain't doing that. But like I said, some people don't mind. But they strict when it comes to money, or when it comes to food, or when it comes to their car. But having people in their life, nah, that's easy. Then when it don't work out, they questioning why. Because they're not supposed to be in your life. That's why. They're not supposed to be in your life. But since relation matter, well, that's my mom, that's my dad, that's my girl, that's my kid, that's my brother, that's my sister. And when you don't like something they say or do, you put limitations on. I ain't gonna let them in my house. I ain't gonna let them in my car. Why they in your life? Let's answer that. Why they in your life? That should mean more than any of that materialism. Why they in your life? Let's go there. Why in your life? Oh, they're in your life because it don't matter, right? That's how that go. Don't matter. But when they do something you don't like, you don't want them in your car. You don't want them in your house. You ain't gonna get them no more money. Get them out your life. You want a one. Know you want a one. Just get them out your life. That's it. Just get them out your life. Can't do that? Get them out your life. Bottom line. Bottom line. Get them out your life. Stop taking long. Take you so long to get people out your life. You don't want to share your money, your car, your valuables, whatever. No. But for them to be in your life, you ain't saying no. The joke got to be on you for that. It's simple. Know that you want a one. Know that you unique, and you ain't gonna let nobody play in your life no more. That's that. Don't wait till you get fed up to decide that. No, you ain't gonna let nobody play in your life no more. That's just the bottom line. Just the bottom line. That's that. So before I shut it down, let me see. Thanks to Lady J for tapping in. I appreciate you. Lions Pride, I appreciate you. Carla, good looking out. Joelle, thank you for tapping in. And everybody else who have tapped in, I appreciate it. Like I said, no, you want a one. Know that. Don't have nobody in your life. You don't want them in your life for nothing. You want a one. Never, ever forget that. Thanks for everybody who tapped in. Peace and power to everybody. Keep your head up. Stay focused. Don't let nobody dictate to you nothing about your life and how you want to move. Remember, you don't want them in your house. You don't want them in your car. You don't want to spend money on them. That's not the issue. The issue is just get them out your life. Later on, I'm gone.